And we are recording, and
Oh,
I
you need to unhost Maxi.
yeah. Why is that always Maxi? I guess it's just the schedule. He's the one who's streaming right now. I
Yeah,
unhosted and
probably.
it loaded him hosted when he wasn't. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
like it won't unhost.
I refreshed it and it works, but yeah, it
Okay,
was just kept rehosting. It was weird.
yeah. Okay, that's Twitch for you.
Yep.
Oops, oopsie whoopsie. Twitch made a fucksy wucksy.
Oops. Yeah.
That's that's such a dumb phrase, but
Oh, it's the worst.
bless Techie for that one.
Yeah.
Alright though, so season 8?
Season 8,
Season
episode
8,
3.
episode 3. Ooh, we'll be 2 years of this once this is done.
Yeah.
Oh,
2 years. That's a lot.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy to think about. We've been doing this
Yeah.
longer since I've been working at my current job.
Nice.
Yikes. Nice, but also yikes.
Yeah, true.
Ooh. One day we'll get a guest on, I promise. It's only
Someday.
taken 2 years so far.
Someday.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm Sasam, or Robots,
Yeah, and I'm Wesley.
and we remembered to introduce ourselves for once.
Yeah.
We don't do in over half our episodes.
Yeah. We've been good about it this season, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Improvements.
Yeah.
Alright, so, we don't have much news. Because
Yeah.
I guess neither of us are really, we don't really keep track of news sites, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I kinda do.
Yeah, it's like brief looks.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so there wasn't much stuff this week, I think. But there was some good news though. So
I know you were
Koku,
excited.
yeah,
I sent it to the Discord as soon as I saw it.
yeah. So yeah, Kokoku is going to be getting a English dub and a Blu-ray release, which is very good.
And it's
This
also
is,
moving to High Dive, I think, as well.
I don't know if that got confirmed.
We can
Okay.
assume it probably will be, because they'll
Yeah.
probably stream the dub.
Yeah, I assume it will be. I hope it will be because more people need to watch this show. It was cool. It's a really good show. But yeah, I don't know if I would actually buy a Blu-ray of it, but I might. I don't know. It's a cool show. People should watch it. I might watch the English dub just for fun.
Yeah, I was thinking of, I was on Prime Video the other day, and I was like, I
Mhm.
should watch this.
Yeah.
And then I saw Recreators, and I was like, I should watch this. And then I saw another show, and I was like, Happy Sugar Life. I was like, I should watch this already. And I saw
Yeah.
Magical Girl Site, and I was like, I shouldn't watch this, but
Yeah,
I
don't watch
probably
that one.
will.
Oh no.
It has. I'm dropping frames again. This is so weird. I only drop frames whenever. Okay, we stopped. I only drop frames when streaming Shenanimegans, which makes no sense because you'd assume streaming video games would like take higher processing, right?
You would think so.
Who knows? I guess
Yeah.
Firefox just destroys your
Maybe.
computer. I guess. I don't know.
Who could
knows?
say? Yeah. But yeah, that's about it for news this week.
Oh, I did have
Probably
one other
coming
thing
in.
I just
Oh.
found actually.
Okay.
Winners of the 64 Shogakukan Manga Awards were announced. So, yay,
Oh.
manga.
Yeah.
Yeah, for each category. So, for general, there was Hibike Setsuka Nino Hoho, which is about during a publishing recession, a literary magazine was agreeing with the present state of affairs stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, and a composition intended for the newcomer award was sent to the A department, completely ignored the application rules. It should have been torn to shreds, but some editor liked it, and like one of those things. It's a slice of life about like an out of left field uh, series being published or something.
Hmm.
I don't know
Interesting.
exactly, but it sounds interesting.
Yeah,
It sounds
it
very
does.
different.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then there was another general winner, which is Kenko de Bunkat Kateki na Saita Gendo no Seikatsu. Um, which is about a public servant. He's a caseworker helping poor people find public assistance. And she has no knowledge of the social welfare system, so she struggles. And one day, man, she is assigned to help commit suicide. So it's dark. It's a dark
Yeah.
drama
Huh.
that's been ongoing since 2014. So
Interesting.
it sounds like it probably gets a lot into like poverty and systematic issues, which
Yeah.
is probably very interesting, but
Yeah.
definitely not for the faint of heart. And then we got Shonen Dr. Stone one, which
Yeah.
honestly, if the main character didn't look so stupid, I'd maybe give her a shot. But he looks like early or late 90s shonen. Like he looks like from the Yu-Gi-Oh era, and I can't take it seriously. And then the plot itself is pretty.
Yeah.
It's like dealing with a bunch of eugenics and stuff. And I'm like, that's always uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. Dr. Stone is something I've heard some stuff about the author, that he uses some bad stuff in his stories. Like he's had sexual assault as like a prominent plot thing in other stuff he's written. So Dr. Stone, I don't know if it has any bad stuff in it, but it might. So
I don't know much else he's done except for I Shield 21. I recognize that. That's sports.
yeah, I don't immediately know any of these. It's just a thing I saw on a forum. So
Wait, I'm so confused.
Huh?
Okay. Their team is the Devil Bats, because I went to the Eye Shield page, and it had the episode videos like title thing. I'm like, is that just like a devil girl? I didn't know this is supernatural. It's like, no, the team's the Devil Bats. She's a cheerleader. It's the outfit.
Oh.
It's cute though, but shit, that confused me for a second.
Nice. Way to go.
Yeah, good on me.
Yeah.
And then let's see here. Shoujo, the winner was Suteki Nakareshi. She wants to watch the end of the world countdown with a boyfriend. Oh, end of the year. I'm tired. I was like, where did I get world?
Yeah. It's okay, I missed that too. I was like, oh, I guess that's his world. Okay.
Listen, that would be fantastic. Some like weird shoujo drama about the end of the world. I'd be into that, but
Oh, me too. Sounds
end of
great.
the year. All right. Girl's cute. I can give it that, but
Yeah.
doesn't sound too deep.
It sure does sound like a JoJo.
Yep. But it's such a superficial reason to get a boyfriend. I can't get into it. And then for children, it's 12 Psy. It's about a 6th grade girl who's becoming an adult and deals with issues like accidentally seeing her homeroom teacher kissing, and worrying about experiencing physiological changes before her friends. About a 12-year-old girl's innocent worries and first love. So I guess it says it's like for kids, like it's a winner for kids. So I guess it probably has like stuff explaining like what's happening for kids, which is good stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that sounds like that synopsis makes it sound like it could be a good thing. Just a good kind of educational. Also, just like a
There's a few OVAs of this. It looks like. Yeah. Show aired in 2016, a TV series. There's a few OVAs as well. It has a second season. Wait. The OVAs have a second season, and the show has a second season. Which ended December 2016.
Okay.
Just over a year ago. Huh. Alright. I'm sure it's fine. I was really worried for a second, though, because the title is very similar to another because it's basically age 12.
Hmm.
Similar to another thing I came across that was very not wholesome and bad, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, you would not want that to be for children. Yikes.
I had the same thought because it was
You know
similar to
the
something
one?
else I
You
come across.
know the one?
I think I might. Or degenerates.
I'm not a degenerate. I've just seen it because of other degenerates.
Yeah, okay.
Reminded me. I mean, I'm a degenerate, but not that kind of degenerate.
Yeah. Anyway,
Also,
enough of that degeneracy. Yeah.
just because of top page views, the Jashin Chan Dropkick, which I think was only on Prime, Dropkick on My Devil, is getting a sequel.
Okay. Sure.
I guess I haven't heard anything about it. How the fuck did this get a sequel?
Yeah. Went on to Prime and just withered and died.
Oh, it's lollies. It's all lollies. It makes sense.
Oh, that's how.
And one girl has no top on the whole time. Alright, we don't need to look at that. Moving on.
Anyway, moving on.
So you watch anything or read anything good this week?
I did. So I did a bit of reading this week because I got a couple more volumes of Girls Last Tour. So I'm up to volume 5 out of 6. The last volume's out like next month, I think. And I didn't know this, but the anime only covers the first 4 volumes.
Ooh.
Yeah, which actually it comes to like a pretty nice end point there. I think where it ends is pretty solid. But now I'm really curious what the actual ending is.
I think that might make sense because I don't think Volume 6 was actually out in Japan even yet. The
Maybe.
anime, yeah, the manga ended January 12th, 2018. Let's see when the anime aired. October 2017 to December 2017.
Yeah.
So yeah, the manga didn't end till like right after. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, that does make sense. That's really convenient because yeah, the place where that show ends. Have you finished watching that? I know you started at one point.
I'm waiting on my box set to arrive. I'm gonna watch it on Blu-ray.
Nice. It's probably a good show for that. But yeah.
I'm waiting on so many box sets.
Yeah.
Next month.
That end of volume 4 is like it draws together a lot of the themes and a lot of stuff that they are hinting at throughout it, so it's cool. And volume 5 was like getting into a lot more of like where Chu or Yu and Ji came from and what the world is like, and it's explaining a lot more stuff. So I'm kind of nervous that they might like what if volume 6 over explains things and ruins it all. But
or volume 6 could be what they do after. Like
could be
them all old and like adults and stuff. Maybe, who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you know next month. And then the other thing I read was I caught up on a couple chapters of Goku Shufudo, or The Way of the House Husband. That manga is still extremely good. I don't have too much to say about it. I had like forgotten to check it in a few months, and so I had like 3 or 4 chapters to read. It's very good. It's very silly.
My favorite chapter is still the volleyball one.
Oh yeah, that's very good.
So good.
I think that was one of the ones that I just read. So yeah.
I think that's the last one I read. But.
Yeah. But yeah, and I think the latest chapter is like kind of building a bigger story in like a little bit of a way, which is good because if it's going to keep going, it would need that. But yeah, so that was kind of all the reading I did this week. But I did watch a fair few things. Yeah. First off, you might have watched this one too, but I watched the second episode of Kamari Kusa. And
I have not seen it yet, actually.
Okay. So my feelings on it.
To spoil.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my feelings on it are pretty similar to what we were talking about last week. I was just like the world is interesting and there's some cool stuff, but that dude is just so dull. and it starts hinting at the one main girl, Rin, having kind of having feelings for the guy, and
No!
yeah.
Nothing's even. Maybe they'll do something cool with it where it's like he actually was a bug all along that was meant to, like, gain feelings or something.
Maybe.
And that the bland self-insert protagonist is actually like a parasite that latches on to the other characters and then destroys their lives. Give me that. I would love that symbolism. If that's what happens, I'm a genius. I'm just saying it now.
Yeah. When you said that, I was thinking oh, he's some new type of bug, and then they'll realize actually the bugs aren't so bad, and it'll cause world peace or whatever.
No. So they've kind of killed a few too many for that. Too many people apparently.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna give that show one more episode, and let's see where it goes. But yeah, then I also watched Promised Neverland, which I don't know. I feel kind of mixed on it. It's I don't know. It's cool, but also I don't want to. I kind of want to know: is it going to be just oh, here's all this. Look at all these awful ways we kill these children? Because I don't want that.
Just all mind games killing children. From what I understand, there is an escape attempt and stuff, and I don't want to spoil, but yeah, I do believe it transitions away from just them slowly carting out more and more kids.
Okay. Because yeah, the episode was them the three main kids talking about coming up with a plan to get everyone to escape, and one of them was saying oh, we can never do this. There's no way we'll all die and stuff. I'm I really hope this show doesn't just turn into every episode is another kid dying in some terrible way.
No. It shouldn't be that, and there should be some really interesting, good twists coming. And I'm just interested because it's only 12 episodes where they're gonna end it for now. Where this season will end it, and if they'll announce the second season right away. But there should be some good twisty surprises coming shortly that really breaks that up and doesn't have it just be kids dying over and over.
That's good.
There will still be kids dying because that is part of it.
Yeah, there would be no stakes if no one died.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then next I watched Metro Girl Spec Ops Asuka, which is I've kind of gotten to this point in my life where I'm kind of past the grim, dark, violent stuff for the most part.
I feel
but this show does, this show does a good job of kind of balancing that, where it has that grim, dark stuff, and it's violent and gory, but it also does a lot of deeper character work. And the main character Asuka is dealing with a lot of stuff in her past. When she was a magical girl, the people around her started getting targeted and killed, and that she has PTSD and stuff, and it's interesting to see her work through that and it not just be a bunch of violence. It could have gone that way, but it isn't. So it really makes it stand out in my mind amongst the grim, dark magical girl genre.
Ones that are more character focused are definitely better. Things like Nanoha or even Madoka are very, very character focused, which make them a lot more, and Yuki Yuno, which make them a lot more interesting than some of the stuff that's just magical girl raising site. It's just battle royale, and it doesn't get too in depth into each character because there's too many and they have to kill them off. I read the light novel, and they really don't get into characters' backstories early on. Apparently gets a lot better in later arcs, but those never got an anime, so.
Yeah. But yeah, I also got the new volume of the manga for that one, but I haven't read it yet, so maybe I'll have that next week.
Oh, of Spec Ops Asuka. Okay.
Yeah, of Asuka.
I thought you were talking about Magical Girl Raising Site for a second. I was I thought they only did the 2 volumes for the first arc.
No. The next thing was Magnificent Kotobuki, which is probably my favorite thing of the season so far. Assuming it doesn't drop off a cliff, it's really good.
That's the plane one, right?
Yeah. Planes.
The planes by the Shiobako team.
It's just.
It has such a low rating, but I'm assuming it's because people hate CG.
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
It's hard to justify a rating until the show is over and people have finished watching,
Yeah.
because it's like 1,000 users have rated it, 11,000 users are watching it. Like,
Hmm.
that's less than 10% have rated it, and that's probably because they dropped it because of CG and didn't finish it, and they'll probably have a
Yeah.
much better score once the other 10,000 people finish it and rate it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like it's so hard to rate something when you've seen 1 or 2 episodes of it. Like, doesn't make sense to do. But yeah, there's something I noticed in this episode was that it's got like really good sound design.
Mm.
Like when all the plane sounds and the guns and everything just sound so good. Like they do a lot of shots of them in the cockpits when they're dogfighting, and the plane just makes these like creaking noises because they're these like kind of old rickety planes, and they just this really weird kind of disconcerting noise of like, oh, this plane might just fall out of the sky. Who could say? But yeah, it's a cool thing. I like that show.
Mm.
And then the last new thing I watched was the first episode of Mysteria Friends, which are called Manaria Friends in Japan, apparently. Which is apparently a spin-off of Shingeki no Bahamut or something, which I've never seen. So yeah, I watched it because I heard someone say it was gay, so I watched it and it is.
It's gay.
So
Ooh.
that's, yeah.
It's also not loading
Yeah.
for me right now, but
Oh,
I'm
great.
down for gay. I thought I
Yeah.
saw like some screen caps from it, but I hadn't heard anything about it being gay, so it's like, it's probably just a dude. Like,
Mm,
it's probably just like some sort of bait.
mm. Well, so there's a princess and a dragon, and they're going to a magic academy, and it seems like those two are the focus. And then at the very end, after the credits, it had like the 2 minute thing on the end of like a dude who's supposed to be the princess's bodyguard, and how he just kind of follows her around at school. I can't tell if he's going to be some kind of weird love interest or if he's just comic relief. So I don't know. It's a weird show. Also, it's only 15 minutes, so
It's based on a game, so who knows? And
Yeah.
there's only gonna be 10 episodes, and
yeah,
maybe it's a decent mobile game adaptation for once.
that'd be
No.
nice.
It's
I mean,
it's Minaya friends. They're just
Yeah.
friends.
yeah,
God.
yeah. A little bit more stuff I wanted to bring up. It was the final episode of Surune came out. I love it a whole lot. I like that show. It's just so good. They did some like amazing character work with these boys, and the ending was just so good. It's like kind of a predictable ending, but that's okay because it was just so satisfying to get there. Ugh, a bunch of good archery boys. I love them. Ugh, I don't know what to say. It's just so good. The one feedback I have, or critical thing, is that, like, I think the boys should have kissed. There are two boys who are really sweet to each other and are really good friends. Like, oh, they should have kissed, but they didn't, unfortunately.
What could have been? What could have been?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yuri on Ice was supposed to make a difference. That's fucking it. Although I guess we got SSSS Dreadman though, so it kind of made a difference.
Kind of.
They're definitely lesbians.
Yeah. They are. Speaking of lesbians, I also started watching Revolution Girl Utena, which is apparently just entirely on YouTube, like for real, legit.
Apparently. Is it like
Yeah.
on Funimation's channel or something?
It's on Nozomi,
Oh, okay.
Nozomi Entertainment,
God,
because they put out the.
Is Nozomi even around anymore? Is that just like a legacy channel still up?
I have no idea. I think they have like recent uploads. I will check actually. But yeah, they actually have like a lot of stuff uploaded. Most of it isn't anything interesting, but they have. I looked at. They have like 20 or 30 full shows uploaded.
Interesting.
The last upload was 5 days ago.
So,
The Anime and Gamers Guide to Japan, episode 34.
I guess they're still around.
In some form.
I'm amazed YouTube hasn't shut them down for the fact that they had gays on their channel.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Revolution Girl Utena is real weird. Like, I I didn't know what to expect out of it going in, and it wasn't this though. It was not a middle school where sometimes they have sword fights. It was not what I thought it was going to be. So yeah, I got through the first like 13 episodes, which I think is just the first arc out of 3 probably. Yeah, I'm mostly liking it so far. I think I'm not like amazed by it the way I kind of expected it to, but I think that's just because I've heard so many people kind of talk it up so big for so long that like it was never going to live up to those expectations, you know?
It's one of those shows that, like, at the time, it was revolutionary.
They,
But now it's kind of like not as far. There's a few shows that do similar stuff like Yorikuma Arashi and stuff, which are by some of the staff, so that makes sense. Penguin Drum, but then stuff like Review Starlight does similar sort of. It has like similar themes and concepts, so it's like it's not a completely new, singular, isolated type of content anymore, like it once was.
Yeah. Also, I'll say I think aspects of it haven't aged super well because like it was made in 1997, and you can really tell. It's like they have just some old tropes that you never see anymore. Like there's the one girl has a like little monkey sidekick who is there entirely for slapstick comedy, and it just shows up in scenes that are otherwise completely serious.
That's back. That's back. I have something to tell you about when it's my turn.
Oh no.
Monkeys are in.
Oh no. But yeah, it feels so out of place. It's really weird, and there's just like, I don't know, just old tropes like that, and some of the design stuff, like the school uniforms, just look old. But yeah, there's aspects of it that don't hold up super great, but it's still mostly really good. Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get through the rest of that pretty quickly.
Yeah, at the time again though, for representation, it's amazing. It has a woman-loving women couple. I think one of the characters might be non-binary. Don't quote me on that though. But it also had a few, I believe. I think there's more than one main characters of color that weren't like super racially stereotyped.
Yeah, there's Anthe, the main girl, and then there's a second character who she is related to. Her brother, I think, is being introduced in like the next episode. So, episode 14.
There's some creepy themes in there though too.
Yeah.
It deals with like real shit. Like it's got like sexuality, abuse, incest, identity, all kinds of fun themes that really fuck you up.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I watched this week. So yeah, what about you? I hear you saw monkeys.
Yes, okay, so I didn't do too much. So I started watching the DC Titans series, which is an anime, but I watched the first episode last night, and it's so edgy. It was so edgy, I was like, I need something to take the edge off, so I started watching Young Justice, because I'm in a superhero mood, and I have been for months, and I can't get out of it, and I'm, like, I blame watching Gatchaman crowds. I need to watch season 2 of that. I need to make a list of, like, superhero anime, not The Reflection, and... But so something I watched that was superhero anime. Oh wait, no, I'll do manga first. It'll be better. So I've been reading more of the first volume of Occultic 9. I'm almost done. I got like 80 pages left or something. I have 280, so I'm about 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah.
It's so boring. Like it's interesting and dark and fucked up, and it feels like you're reading the longest true crime podcast ever. But nothing fucking happens. Like, the entire first volume is literally just the first episode of the anime.
Oh, wow.
And I think there's only 2 volumes out and the third almost out. I think a lot of the anime was original. But there's...
Jeez.
It's fun when things start connecting in your head with things you might have known about from the anime or something. Or any sort of connection, you're like, oh shit. Oh shit. The weird albino boy being like... going up to this weird manga writer who writes like boys love and stuff, and it's like, can you draw me a child stealing box? It's like, alright, fuck, this is gonna go well.
Huh.
and stuff like that. Like, it's yeah, it's out there.
Huh.
I got volume 2
Interesting.
just recently, so I want to finish this so I can read that. But I have a
Yeah.
bunch of light novels on my backlist to read. But I've
Mhm.
been reading so much dark stuff. Like, I don't want to start something new until I finish stuff, but everything I have left is just really dark. And, like, I've seen so much dark stuff. I need something different. That's why I'm watching Young Justice, because
Yeah.
there's so much edge in my life right now, and it's not the best. It's like, some of it's alright. I enjoy dark stories, not grim dark, but, like,
Mhm.
ooh, it's horror and stuff. But yeah, it's like all this really messed up grimdark stuff, and then I'm listening to true crime podcasts. Tangent note, the funniest thing, I was listening to a true crime podcast at work today, and
Mhm.
they mentioned the company I work for. They're just like,
Oh.
yeah, that's where the building for it burned down, and I'm like, that burned down last year. I remember dealing with that with orders, what the fuck? It was great.
Wow.
And then they started shit talking the company I work for. I'm just like, I don't know if I should be listening to this here. Do they think I'm gonna try to unionize and I'll get fired? I don't think this is good.
Oh no.
I should. It's like one of those things where it's like, if you're in America, can you say bad things about America? Like,
Mhm.
it's like one of those. Wait a second. I might get in trouble for this, but
Oh no.
other than that, it's all fine. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone would care. I think most people would find it funny that it was even in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, watching a lot of Western superhero stuff, and I had one other thing I read. Oh yeah, more supernatural stuff. Volume 2 of Endo Yasuko Stalks the Night came out.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, got to finish off that series of lesbian vampires, and
Yeah.
it could have been better. It's still pretty
Mhm.
good. It got surprisingly dark, but
Mhm.
didn't build up enough for its plot. I think they maybe wanted to go for 3 volumes, but
Yeah.
it was very gag heavy, and some of the gags were really cute and fun, and some were very eh.
Hmm.
But it was still pretty good. If you like lesbian
Yeah.
vampires, it's a good read. The art's really cute.
All right.
I kind of want to
I'm
write
into
a fanfic about the main 2 girls.
Of course.
Of course. I might not. I've been writing nothing but Teen Titans fanfics, and I don't see
Yeah.
that changing anytime soon. I,
Yeah.
I, I
That's
usually
okay.
write like at most a fic a month, or sometimes a fic every 3 months. I wrote like
Mhm.
5 in the past month. Or I
Nice.
finished 5 plus worked on more. I'm like, yeah. There goes all my
Nice.
free time, and that's why I'm not watching or reading anything, because it's all just superheroes for more content for those fanfics. Anyways,
Mhm.
the anime I watched was Ninja Batman.
Ooh.
It
I saw you
was,
post about it on Twitter. Yeah.
yeah, it was a thing. I posted a little write-up about my thoughts on Pillow Fort.
Yeah.
It was all right. The first half feels like a Batman story, is really neat, and then the
Mhm.
second half is like the most over-the-top Japanese thing I've ever seen. Like, they're in
Mhm.
feudal Japan, and they all build their own castles that turn into mechs that fight each other and then combine into one giant mech that then fights a bunch of brainwash-controlled monkeys that all join together to make one giant monkey that's then combined with bats to turn into a giant 80s-looking Batman that beats the shit out of the... Yeah, it's a thing. It gets to a point, but oh my god, the character designs are fantastic. Harley
Yeah.
Quinn looks amazing. Joker looks like some crazed... I mean, he's always crazed, but he's like some messed up version of, like, the stereotypical... Why can I not remember his name? Hideyoshi something? Like the guy who...
Um. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name though. Yeah.
I know how to figure it out.
Yeah.
Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who built Ogaki Castle, and I always remember him because I just Google built a castle in just 3 days. Or Tsunomata Castle, the one-night castle, never mind. But yeah,
Mm.
I think the built the castle in just 3 days is like a quote from a game. I think it's from Samurai Wars or something.
Mm.
But yeah, Uh, that's yeah. He's like some crazy cool. Like he's clearly inspired by that design, which
Hmm.
is neat. Um, Gorilla Grodd looks fucking awful in 3D. The rest of the 3D looks good. Um,
Yeah.
the designs for all the Robins, because they have Robin, Red Hood, and Nightwing show up. They're all
Okay.
pretty good because they're in like samurai gear stuff. Red Hood looks really cool. He's not in it in the series enough. Robin looks like an idiot. Almost all of his head is shaved, but like two puffs, and he has a monkey sidekick. He has the monkey sidekick that has a heartbreaking, like loving moment with another monkey. I'm like, what is this? Where
Oh.
the fuck did this come from? It was heteronormative monkeys. Like they literally did the thing to make them look more like a guy and a girl monkey. It's like, what the fuck? Uh,
Oh, jeez.
Catwoman looked amazing.
Hmm.
She was super cute. Holy shit. I now ship Catwoman and Harley Quinn, and I guess throw
Mm.
Poison Ivy in there too because I like the Harley Poison Ivy combo. So,
Yeah.
and I think it's canon that Harley Quinn is polyamorous,
Yeah.
so it works.
Isn't Harley Quinn Poison Ivy an actual thing?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Harley Quinn's also polyamorous. She dates another
Yeah.
guy at the same time at one point, but
Oh.
I don't know if they're still together. So she's also bi, so that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah, they had a bunch of other villains show up with interesting designs, but they didn't get much spotlight. They
Hmm.
kind of just showed up for the final battle thing. What really grabbed me by surprise though, and really blew me away was there were two scenes that were almost complete 2D animation. The
Hmm.
first one was when Red Hood was introduced, and it was gorgeous and fantastic, and they were doing like perspective shots that are like crazy and wild, and it was just really, really cool and pretty, and such a cool use of animation.
Hmm.
I'd recommend watching it just for like that one scene. It's a very violent scene, but the way they portray it's really neat.
Yeah.
And then another scene right at the very end where they're back in Gotham and like just driving off, but it's like the background animation looks like it's just an animated like American comic book. Like it captures the essence of an American like comic book perfectly. It's insane.
Hmm.
I've
Cool.
never seen an animation based to look like a comic look so much
Hmm.
like a comic, and I would love a show just entirely looking like that. Um, but yeah, character designs and animation were on point. The rest was pretty alright.
Yeah.
It was alright. It was Batman stuff as anime as you can take it.
Cool. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so that's what I watched. I'd probably not say watch it unless you really, really like Batman. Though I
Hmm.
heard the dub and the sub, apparently some scenes just have completely different dialogue. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I heard.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, so the reason I watched it, ooh, I think I can pull up some of their pictures to show off some of the designs.
Hmm.
Um, so the reason I watched it is the White Schwartz World Finals happened, and they announced an English-only Batman Ninja set. Yeah.
Okay.
Catwoman's so cute. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the faces, so it's not good, right?
Oh.
Timothy Drake's the wrong one. But yeah, I can't. It doesn't have the full here. I watched the sub, and the Japanese voice actors were really, really good at their roles. Joker and Harley
Yeah.
Quinn were fantastic. Everyone was kind of fantastic except I think Red Robin and Grodd.
Mm.
Yeah. Also, I forgot the regular Robin was fucking Damien of all Robins, which he's like the super edgy I'm going to knife you all Robin, so the fact that he was the weird funny one with the monkey sidekick was like, what the fuck? That was weird, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gorilla Grodd, that's the other one, his voice actor. It didn't feel like it really fit, but yeah, no, it was neat. It was definitely neat seeing the blending of the two different cultures and styles. It was
Yeah.
an interesting watch. It's only an hour and a half, and it's on Netflix. I mean, you got time. I I watched it, and I watched the first episode of Titans, and I definitely preferred Ninja Batman over Titans.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, that was the anime I watched. So I read one manga, read some of the light novel, and watched an anime movie, and that's all I did this week because the rest has been fan fiction and superheroes. Oh, I guess I've been playing a bunch of Tales of Vesperia as well, so that's kind of
Oh
anime.
yeah.
That's
Yeah. That's
fun.
basically anime.
Yeah, it's fun. I like
Cool.
it. I'm so nostalgic for it, but I haven't played it as much as I'd like to because I keep getting sucked into other stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, anything else you want to talk about now?
Yeah, that's about it for
Yeah.
me. You want to move
All
on
right.
to our book club?
Book club. Yeah. So let's start with Akka this week.
All right.
All right.
Well, Aka's neat.
Yeah.
They throw a bunch of curveballs here. They start going,
Yeah.
all right, here's all the like stuff about who's the who's the who does the coup, who's the
Yeah.
who does the coup. There we go.
Okay.
That's our title. Who's the who does the coup. But we start getting introduced to more characters as well, the royalty and their informants, and that starts to make things more convoluted as well. And then we have like 3 different people tell Otis 3 different things, like one's like, join me and help me find the people running the coup. One of the guys goes, yeah, Grossular told everyone that you're the one doing the coup, so everyone's watching you to see if it happens, but Grossular's doing the coup. And then
Yeah.
I think there's something else too. I don't remember. You start to get stuff with like Mauve, like, oh, she knows who is his name Raven? Nino. We'll stick with Nino.
You know.
Knows
Yeah.
who Nino is, but did Nino purposely give himself away potentially? Because that would change her opinion on Otis if she realizes Nino is watching him, or stuff like that. Like there's so many small things that can mean multiple different things. That's kind of, we're still in the building up stage. It's hard to get
Yeah.
a full read on who it is, which is really good. I really like that. That's very open who it might be. Like
Yeah.
Nino is working for Grossular, but he also takes the call and leaves and says like, yeah, everything's going according to plan, which means he's probably double crossing Grossular as well, or he could be double crossing this other guy for Grossular. It's open, and I'm half convinced that the sister is the mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he at one point is like, oh, the package came with potatoes from this place. I don't remember him going to that place for the
Yeah.
potatoes, and that's also where like an invite is, I think, for something, which is interesting. He's like, yeah, okay, she's like, help me with this, specifically getting him to stay and like help with it and like see that there's a message there. It's like, and he's like, oh, you're the type to get caught up in things, but I think no, she's doing it on purpose. It's like, oh, make sure you get a picture of me with the king. Like, is there a specific reason for that? Is there a reason she went straight for the pie that he likes as he walked out? I also noticed there's a ton of imagery around his sister in the opening and ending, so it makes me feel like even if she's not the one playing it, she's going to be a really major player in how it all plays out, especially with if people think Otis is the main player, trying to use her to get to him at least. So there's going to be a few different ways it can go. I don't like how many male characters want to fuck her, but that could be intentional on her part too, controlling, like trying to manipulate them if she is the one who's doing it. So
yeah, there was a line that Nino said in this when they were dealing with the box of potatoes. He said to her, "You've always been the type to get caught up in things."
Yeah.
Like, oh, that is such a good like ominous line.
Yeah, that's the line I was thinking of. Like, oh, you're the type to get caught up. I'm almost half like, no, she's getting you caught up. She's getting everyone else caught up. It's like, does he purposely bring her as like his guest to get her
Mhm.
caught up in things, like he's trying to manipulate her, or does she convince him to go? And that's why, because we don't know whose idea it was yet for her to go. We don't know which one of them
Mhm.
decided that.
Yeah.
Or if it's both, they could be working together without even knowing if one of them's like anonymously contacting the other one.
Yeah.
So one of them knows they're working together and the other doesn't. There's all kinds of fun stuff that could be going on. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. That was something I thought about in this episode. Is like, for a story like this, it's so important to control how much information you know and how much information each character knows, and they've just done a really good job of being like just enough,
Yeah.
just enough in every little way. It's very
But
good.
it's also neat because they're giving Otis way more than he
Mhm.
should probably have. It's like all this information on what's going on and why, but no idea on how or who. Like it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're being like, there's a coup. You need to help me
Mhm.
figure out who's behind the coup. It's like, okay, and it's like, yeah, everyone thinks you're behind the coup because this person's telling them, and that's why everyone's staring at you and waiting for something. It's like, what are they waiting for? It's like, I don't know, and he's like, fuck, I don't know. Like,
Mhm.
it's really building, or he might know all of it already anyways, because that's the thing. He could still be the one running the coup.
Mhm. Yeah.
I like how much he just doesn't give a shit though. Like smoking at the castle, they're like they banned it because
Oh yeah.
the king's like a heavy smoker and it's bad for him. And the prince
Yeah.
likes that about him, which might be intentional as well if he did it when he
Mhm.
knew the prince was watching. Because now he has the prince's interest, and also the fact that he was talking about abdicating and then didn't, and that seemed to confuse everyone. No one was expecting it, not even the people from Aka. So that makes you start questioning, well,
Mhm.
why not? Was something else put there? Is it going to come out that like Grossular is actually a prince or something? That's
Ooh,
possible.
maybe.
Who knows?
Interesting. Yeah. Also, one thing I noticed in this is that the prince is actually voiced by Miano.
I figured as much. Yeah, once you started
Yeah.
going to the top, I loved his interactions
He's
with
like
his
aide.
manservant.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like you have, the only thing you've got going for you is your looks. And it's like, thank you for the compliment. And it's like, just like he's such a fuck. The guy's such a smart ass. I love it.
Yeah.
Which I
Oh,
could see him
so good.
betraying the other guy pretty easily
Mhm.
because of it. But yeah, it's pretty great. Just like, don't
Oh,
speak. Now tell me this thing. He's like yelling at himself. I was like, fine, you can speak again. He's just like, all right.
oh, it's so good. Big fan.
Yeah.
This is a good episode. Mm. So yeah. Is that all for this week? Move on to Wales.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think. Was there anything else this episode? The episode covered quite a bit of ground.
Yeah. It was dense with
Yeah.
information.
You know, I like seeing the different factions in the five chiefs.
Hmm.
There's clearly some that are neutral. There's Grossular, and then there's the guy whose name I'm forgetting right now, who tells Otis at the end
Oh yeah, that's
that Grossular is
Lillian.
that. But yeah, he might be the one planning the coup and be blaming it on Grossular. Like,
Yeah.
we got so many moving parts. It's gonna be fun once stuff starts coming together. Because probably we're at the halfway point, we'll start getting answers instead of just more questions.
Hmm. I'll have
And
to see.
I'm almost expecting to like just halfway through or something, just a total breakdown. The coup happens, and suddenly it's like trying to survive post-war while he's being blamed for it and on the run, like
Well,
something like that.
maybe that happens. Who could say?
Maybe.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
On to
Mauve is
yeah.
hot.
Yes.
That's it. That's all. And Otis, we finally see his demeanor crack. He apparently quite likes her.
Yeah. Oh, that was so cute at that start when they like went to dinner. He was
We,
too
we,
embarrassed. That
we
was so
found
good.
his reason for staying the whole time.
Yeah. It was very good. Very silly.
Alright, so Wales.
Yeah, Children of the Whales. This is interesting.
The band of roving juggalos has appeared.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was at one point where one of them like moved real weird and animated real weirdly, and I was like, oh, are these like not even people? Are these like puppets being controlled by magic or something? But then one of them took off their mask and I was like, nope, they're people. But yeah, something I really liked about this episode is that it like took time for people on the whale to realize that there was something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like they started attacking and then just everyone was totally panicked. And they're like,
They didn't know what killing was.
yeah,
Yeah.
like there was just no way to spread information across the whale
Mm-hmm.
fast. So like there was the one group of people walked up to the attackers and were like, why are you dressed like that? What are you doing? And then one of them just got stabbed and like, oh, this is bad.
Mm-hmm.
This is really bad. Yeah.
There's people being killed and they don't even understand that they're dead, some of them. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, they don't understand the violence that you can just kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's neat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that kind of leads into the Sulo when he has to take over after Taisha. He's like, oh, this is a misunderstanding. We'll just go talk to him. And he like clearly doesn't understand the situation. He's like wants to just go and try and talk this out. It's like, no, dude, your people are getting killed. This is
That's
this
also
is a bad
what they've
time.
been trained to believe, though. Like their whole life, like just
Is it?
talk it through. That's kind of what I thought it was implied to in these first few
Yeah.
episodes. Like, because they're like, yeah, violence is a total no-no on the island, right? You have to
Mhm.
like talk your way through things, right?
Yeah.
So his reasoning in my mind was, oh, we've always just talked our way through and settled things that way before. I will go do it. Peace is like our way of life.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's completely and utterly idealistic beyond belief. But that's all they've really known, it seems
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. Seems like we'll see. So yeah. I actually got kind of bummed out when Chakuro got revealed to have powers when he was being attacked and he was able to fight back, because I figured this is gonna be Chakuro, Oni, and then the nameless girl. And they'll be working together, and I was hoping like, oh, Lycos and the girl will like be able to fight, and he'll have to find some other way to fight. That would be interesting, but no, he has powers as well. He is also marked. It just only suddenly awoke apparently.
No, they showed in the first episode where he tries to like cut the bamboo ropes and fucks it up, and they're like, "It's Chakra the Destroyer."
I thought he was not marked.
No,
Is he marked? Okay.
He's marked, but he sucks ass at his powers, so he
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
use them.
That's
Like,
why.
he
Okay.
always breaks everything with them, which actually helps a lot when you're trying to break stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
But yeah,
yeah, that's
there's
okay
like
then.
a brief scene. He also, when they're going to the island, he's helping it float. Only
Oh,
white
right.
people travel there
Right.
when they do that. So,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm gonna be hopping back in because this is where I'd originally watch up to. So next week I'll be watching along with you.
All right.
I know what happens in the manga, so I won't be giving ideas of what might happen, but I'll point out neat stuff I notice.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of the big thing in this episode was like trying to figure out why these people were even attacking, right? So like there's kind of two ideas that I have. And the first one is like, okay, there must be like a weapon or something on the whale or some powerful tech thing on the whale, and they're attacking to get to it. Because they talk about like the nameless girl getting left there as like an experiment to see what happens when a human is exposed for too long or something. And it's like, okay, there is something there that they're afraid of. And like also it just, I couldn't think of much other reason to attack, and the only other thing I could think of is there's a scene where one of the elders says like, oh, the verdict has been handed down, as if this would be like a punishment for something. But also it doesn't really make sense to punish people who ostensibly have been here for like generations, and you no longer have the main criminals there or something. So yeah, I think it's probably that first one. There's some secret power on the whale that they are trying to capture or destroy. But we'll see. We'll see.
Neat theories,
Yeah.
neat theories. I think there's one I could tell you the answer to, but I can't remember if it's mentioned yet or not. I think it is, but I haven't rewatched the first 3 episodes, so I don't actually
Mhm.
remember how much content was shared. But
Mhm.
was there anything else they mentioned about not being on the island or only being on the island?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't
Anything
know.
about when they go back to the island Lycos was on and they see the
Oh,
noose and
I mean, just that there was the noose there, and I think the attackers hinted that there was like other things like that back in their country.
mhm.
I don't know.
Okay. I
Yeah, I
won't
don't.
I won't go more
Yeah,
because it sounds like it might not have. I thought it did by now explain it, but I'll
it
just
might just.
point. I'll just say it
Yeah,
next episode if you haven't figured out, which you
yeah,
probably will have, because I think
yeah,
some of it will be answered by next episode.
yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
It's kind of hard not to when it's like an immediate thing happening right now. Like to
Yeah.
not answer some stuff. It's not like Aka or it's like a bunch of just politics everywhere. It's like no, these people are just attacking and slaughtering the people right now. It's like you
Yeah.
gotta address it kind of right now, at least to a
Mhm.
degree. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, was it the was it Lycos being sent to kill them all? So that was just a sudden thing. I was like trying to think of the things that they had talked about, and Lycos talked to some of the soldiers, and they were like, "You were supposed to kill these people." And like the floating island full of people that she was with got sent to attack.
Yeah.
And, like they were the initial attacking force.
So yeah, I can say that part. Yeah, the first
Yeah.
island that was destroyed by another country was intended to
Mhm.
destroy the island.
Okay.
And then the new one was like, we lost contact with the first ship island
Mhm.
thing, so let's you send the other.
Yeah. Which it was really funny when their ship showed up. Like main ship showed up, and everyone was like surprised. But like it's gigantic. How did no one see that coming?
It's hard to see
It's
through
like,
sand.
yeah, I guess.
Gets in your eyes. It makes
It's
you like
it's yeah.
yeah.
It's really big though. It's
Yeah.
really big.
Yeah. Oh, I just can't wait for the next 2 episodes. There's
Mm,
gonna be some good stuff going on.
yeah. All right. I'm excited. This has been an interesting show. So yeah, we'll see what happens next week.
Aren't you glad I didn't choose Lance and Mask?
Yeah. This is much better than Lance and Masks.
Lance and Mask is amazing. You shut your mouth.
It's amazing that it
No
exists.
talking. No talking bad. You don't understand how amazing Lance and Masks is. There's two. Apparently, there's 2 special episodes that came with the Blu-ray DVDs that are them in a school setting, like alternate school. I kind of want to watch those, but
uh,
the Blu-ray didn't come out
oh, yeah.
in North America because it's a fucking Netflix show. Netflix, you
right.
fucking pieces of shit. Fist fight me in a Denny's parking lot. You have an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Good on Netflix, ruining everything.
What a mood.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that about does it for this week, I think. Unless you've got any last second things.
Not really.
Mm,
I'm sorry
yeah.
I'm not watching or reading anime right now.
Yeah, that's okay.
DC Comics is taking my life. Surprisingly, that's not something I ever thought I'd say, but then I remembered. Teen Titans good. Batman
Yeah.
good. God, all I want
Mm-hmm.
is a really good anime adaptation, like a faithful one to the comics of like Teen Titans and Batman. Like that would be neat. That would be cool.
Yeah.
They could do
That
some
would be.
really cool stuff, or like a reboot to either Teen Titans, or like the original Batman comics, but with all the new sidekicks done by the studio that did like Voltron and stuff.
That could be good.
Legend of Korra. Yeah. Or if you're gonna go the live action route, Batman, but it's just Criminal Minds.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just straight up Criminal Minds, where it's all the different Robins on the team trying to figure out what's like we're profiling, and it's like Batman just going through in the background, like what the fuck are you guys doing? And it's just like Red Robin, Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, Spoiler, Batgirl, Batwoman, and Oracle all sitting there. It's like, we're trying to come up with a profile, and Batman's just like, there were question marks everywhere. It's the Riddler. It's obviously the Riddler just walking off.
Yeah.
It's like, he puzzled us so much. It's like, it's a puzzle. It's the Riddler. Like,
Yeah. Oh, so good. That would be good.
that would be good. That's all I want. Give me that as an anime or something.
Yeah.
I don't even
I'd
know.
be into that.
I feel like there's so much cool Western comics and stuff that could make really cool anime.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if
Probably.
there were more companies that would go out and reach out for Western stuff. I get not wanting to because they have so much of their own culture and own creations that are really popular there, but like a lot of their like classic anime movies were based on like Western stuff, and some of them were really good. I don't know. If they made like a Bloody Rose anime, that'd be amazing. Like,
I would love that.
or make it a cartoon, just not a super edgy live action.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of super edgy live actions. But yeah, no, there's like some really cool stuff. Like Gentleman Bastard series would make a fantastic like anime because it's all like sci-fi fantasy heists that go horribly wrong, and God, that's something I need a show of.
Oh, yes.
We need. I think what needs to happen is I think the West needs to lighten up on cartoons a bit. I think they have been to a degree. Like the Voltron and She-Ra reboots have been really good and been showing, and we're getting stuff like Dragon Prince and stuff, and like the TMNT return with really really good animations, all really good things, but it still generally seems to be aimed at young kids or adult comedy, and there's not a lot of in between. And it would be really nice if the West kind of maybe, instead of just going for the super edgy live action, tried their hand at it again, bring back some old like cartoons, make some new ones, go for some weird properties people haven't heard of. There could be some really cool stuff, but people are just too scared to try new things. That's how the industry works. You go for what will make money, what you know will make money,
Yeah.
until it stops. And it's a shame because there's some really cool stuff.
So yeah, I think that about does it for this week then.
Yeah,
This was a short episode.
I had my rant to try to pad us out. I got us over an hour.
Nice.
Did it.
Nice. Good job. So yeah, you can catch us at Shenanimegans.my at our YouTube channel. We'll get caught up on uploads eventually, we promise. Someday.
That's my job. And
Yeah.
I swear I'm not doing it.
So,
I mean, I
Okay.
am doing it one day, just not right now.
yeah. Yeah. Or if we don't get caught up on that, you can just catch us on twitch.tv/Sasam live on Monday nights.
As long as we aren't dropping frames as well.
Yeah.
We've had some technical issues the past while, and it's been busy, and yeah, we'll
Yeah.
work on it. We'll work on it.
Yeah. That's okay. You could always come hit us up in Discord at shenanimans.my/Discord. Join our server from there. Then you can also just follow us on Twitter. Lastly, and say some bots. Yeah. That'll do it for us this week.
Yeah.
We'll see ya.
And yeah. See you next week. Hopefully we'll figure out who's the who that did the coup.
Ooh.
Or who's the who that do the coup. There we go. Alright, have a good night.
See ya.